your praises. I will lift my voice and say, God, you are my home. For every day I am able to sing, I will lift my voice in a wonder and all you have made, in all you've made. For everything you've done, everything you are my hope, you are my hope. God, you are my strength, God, you are my source, you are my hope, you are my hope. For everything you've done, for everything you are my hope, you are my hope. God, you are my strength, God, you are my source, you are my hope, you are my hope.
We're going to start in just a second. I just want to make sure it's being shared everywhere. Let me know.
From the very depths of my soul, I will sing your praise.
Hey everyone, let me know how you're doing today.
You have said, I will sing your praises. I will lift my voice and say,
God, you are my home. I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, I think we're good to go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about this idea of taking up space, that it's time for you to take up space, okay? So you've got to learn to take up space as much as possible in different spaces, in different places, and understand that it's time for you to take up space. That is what we're talking about today. And I was trying to go live on Instagram as well, but it doesn't seem to want to let me. But that's okay. Welcome everybody that is watching me. Welcome everybody that's watching live on Facebook, YouTube, and also on TikTok. Welcome everyone. We're going to try and see if we can go live on Instagram as well. And hopefully we will be able to get that together. So welcome everyone. Please do go ahead and say hello in the comments and let me know that you're watching, and wherever you're watching me from as well, do say hello to me in the comments. Say hello, those of you that are on TikTok, those of you on YouTube and Facebook, say hello. I would love for you guys to say hello, okay? We're talking today about the topic, there's nothing wrong with you, you just need to take up space. There's nothing wrong with you, all right? There's nothing wrong with you. That is what we're talking about today. And I really pray that as we go into today's session, that you will be inspired, you will be encouraged, and of course, you'll be activated to know that there's nothing wrong with you. All right. So I hope that you enjoy today, and do hit that share button where you might be joining me from. If you're watching on Facebook, do hit that share. Let someone else know that we're live. You can also go ahead and send it as a message to somebody as well. And it's going to be a great time together today. I've got some really cool stuff that I want to share with you that I've been looking at, as well as I have this new program called Holy and Hot that I want to invite you all to as well. Okay, so we're going to take the time to talk about that while we are live as well. All right. How's everybody doing? Are we having a good day? How's your day going? Anything exciting happening? I love a good a testimony. So if you have a testimony about something good that's happening, then please do go ahead and share that with me. And I'll be excited to go ahead and share that as well with everybody that's watching. Let me try again on Instagram. Take up space. Hit that share button. If you're not following me, please do go ahead and follow me. If you're not subscribed already on YouTube, definitely suggest that you do that. You will be blessed by being on my YouTube channel. All right, so today we're going to be talking about how to take up space. There's nothing wrong with you. You just forgot to take up space. That's literally the topic today. There's nothing wrong with you. You just forgot to take up space. There's nothing wrong with you. You just forgot to take up space. And we're going to definitely get into that today. Hello. Hi, everyone on Instagram. Sorry, I ran a little bit late in joining because I had some network issues. But if you have any questions for me as well, then definitely comment them as well. And I will be able to give you some answers. So if you have any questions, please do go ahead and type them in the chat and I will get to them as soon as I can. So today's topic is taking up space. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to learn how to take up space. And I think that this is a really important topic that sometimes we miss in the relationship and dating space, engaged space, marriage space, anything to do with being a woman. We often forget to talk about this. And so today, I definitely want to bring this to our attention, bring this to our awareness, and really see, is there anything I can wake up today inside of your spirits as we continue on. And so one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is this idea of, now we do these episodes pretty much every day. I'm going live almost every day. And these are called our wife talks. And this is a sacred space where we are talking about positioning yourself for covenant, not confusion. And I'm Rachel-Yvonne, and I love to help high standard women attract and marry the right man by embodying biblical femininity, setting godly standards, and staying covered so you never have to settle for confusion again. And I think it's important that we make that clear from the beginning, that it's not about just getting a man or being feminine for the right man, but it's ultimately about living the life of your dreams that God actually wanted you to have. And so we're going to get into today's topic. It's a really great one that I've been excited about for a while. So I want to jump straight on in and I want to check, see if there's any comments. Say hello, drop some hearts in the chat for me, especially wherever you're watching me. So hi, Instagram, we finally got it together. YouTube and Facebook and also TikTok. So good to see everybody here. Oh my gosh, I'm just excited. I love talking about these things. If you speak to me on the way on a long road trip, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about these things. Okay, so listen, I want to say, first of all, as we get started, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not behind. You've just been silent so long that you forgot how to be seen without shrinking. And so today we're reclaiming our feminine energy, we're reclaiming our space spiritually, emotionally, and physically, because your radiance was never the problem. But the way that you abandoned it, that is what has been costing you. When you abandon who you are and try to dumb yourself down, try to shrink yourself down, that's when you do not give the very best of yourself to anybody, and mostly to yourself. And so here are some examples of what it looks like to shrink yourself down. And I want to make sure, I forgot to put the banner up with what we're talking about today. So this is what we're talking about today. Those of you that are on, it's a spelling mistake. Those of you that are on YouTube and Facebook. Let me see. There we go. Those of you on YouTube and Facebook, you can see the theme. And those on TikTok and Instagram, you can see the theme as well. And so we are talking about this idea of there's nothing wrong with you. You just forgot to take up space. And this is really important that you don't shrink who you are. When I was younger, I used to shrink who I was. Probably like in my teens, I was trying to figure out, I was always very feminine, very soft, and I wanted to do certain things. And I had a desire for a certain lifestyle and for certain things in my business. I was doing singing, backing singing, that type of thing. I used to teach piano. I used to teach music theory as well. And for some reason, whatever I was trying to do, I was trying to fit myself into the mold of everybody else. I didn't see anyone who behaved the way that I was desiring. I didn't see anyone that had the lifestyle that I was looking for, not in my immediate circles, right? And when you shrink, you really do yourself a disservice and you don't allow God to really show up in your life in the way that He actually wants to. And so here are some examples of what it looks like when you are shrinking. You are shrinking when you downplay your beauty so you're less intimidating. How many of you have done that before, where you have downplayed your beauty in the hopes of not appearing too much, or you try to dress like everybody else or try to dim your lights? And I have learned, especially in my last like 10 years since I turned 30, I have realized that the best thing that I can do for everybody around me is to be myself. The best thing I can be is to be myself. And when you are yourself, you are going to show up and you're going to see that things happen in your life much faster, much faster. You're going to begin to see that God is going to bring so much glory in your life, your relationships, your dating space, your friendships, all of those things will be so much better when you actually show up as the woman of your own dreams. So we're not going to shrink. We're not going to shrink at all, okay? We are not going to shrink into who we are. We are going to begin to show ourselves off in the way that we were always designed to be. It means that you do not dim your light. You do not dim your light. Do not dim your light. Do not dim your light, okay? And you need to learn how to show up as yourself all the time. Show up as yourself. Show up as yourself. Many times we're not showing up as ourselves because we're afraid. We might be afraid of how people are going to. Oh, my fan. Okay, let me turn off my fan. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Thank you so much for that message. Okay, I've turned it off, so hopefully it's better. Let me know if you can hear me better. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Let me know if you guys can hear me better. Depends on where you are. Hopefully that's better. Is that better, guys? Someone tell me. I turned off the fan, so we should be good to go. Okay. All right. And so when it comes to this conversation, I need you to understand that when you dim your light, you will be able to see that you're not showing up in the way that you need to. And I've realized a long time ago that I need to be able to show up as my fullest self, like show up in my fullest expression. So for a while, I lived in California. And I don't know if you guys have heard of a church called Bethel Church. And so I was at Bethel Church for a while. And, it's a more casual setup. Most people are wearing like jeans or denim shorts or denim mini skirts and things like that, and tank tops and things like that. And every day for our ministry school, I would always have on like a proper outfit with heels on, all fully accessorized. And I remember Chris Valentin stopped me one time and he was like, Rachel, he said, your name is Rachel, right? I said, yes, I'm Rachel. And he said that, don't ever change how you are. This is what it looks like to be a queen. And from that moment onwards, I was like, oh my gosh, it's such an important thing to do when you don't downplay who you are. Another thing that you can do that will be shrinking is when you filter your voice because you don't want to be seen as too much. When you don't want to be seen as too much. Or another thing is when you confuse humility with invisibility. When you confuse humility with invisibility. And being humble and being humility, having a humility, exuding humility, doesn't mean that you need to be invisible at all. And sometimes we confuse these things and we think that in order for us to show up in the best version of ourselves as a godly woman, that it means that we must dumb down who we are. Another way that you can shrink in your life is when you apologize for having standards, boundaries, or emotions. I need you to stop apologizing for your standards. Stop apologizing for your boundaries. Stop apologizing for your emotions. Because at the end of the day, when you are a woman of high caliber, high standard, high value, high worth, you understand that everybody is not going to be aligned with your standards. And that gets to be okay. That gets to be okay. It's okay that everybody doesn't agree with you. It's okay that you don't have a bunch of yes men around you. Another way that you can shrink your boundaries or shrink yourself is when you stay silent in rooms that you were anointed to influence. And learning that where I belong and being in those rooms and knowing that every room I'm invited to, every room I'm in, I was invited there and I am anointed to influence. When you position yourself this way, you're going to see that your experiences begin to change. Your experiences will get so much better when you step into being that. So this is a truth that I've realized as well. So those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube, you can definitely see all the banners and everything that's up here. Hey, Instagram, hey, TikTok. It's definitely good to see you guys here. And I want to tell you this important truth that I have been studying for a little while now. And when it comes to this, it really does make a big difference. So you've been taught probably to apologize for your glow in the name of modesty, but God never called you to blend in. And I think it's important that all godly women understand that we were not made to blend in. He called us to be seen in glory, in power, and in order. And when you understand, the Bible says that you are a city on a hill, a light that cannot be hidden. Have you ever, when in the nighttime, for example, have you ever in the nighttime wanted to look for something and you've got all your lights off and then you turn up the brightness on your phone or you put the lamp on your phone and you can't hide that, can you? When that flash is on, you cannot be hidden. And that is exactly how you are. You need to realize this about what you've been called to do and what you've been called for. And where does this come from? So there's a couple of places this comes from. And one of my mandates in life is really to break women free from expectations and from different things where they have come on you in your life or from church, from different things. So here's where this comes from. One of the areas this can come from is childhood perfectionism. Childhood perfectionism. That is one of the areas that really where this comes from. Another area that this comes from is church girl guilt, where you feel like you have to perform or be a particular way to be a church girl. And you feel guilty because you're not the same as the others. You don't feel the same as the others. You don't dress the same as the others. You don't sound the same as the others. And therefore you have this guilt because you don't feel like you fit into what everybody else is doing. And in another way that where this comes from is from relationships, so past relationships where you've had to dim to survive. Even, and we don't talk about this enough, even sometimes the relationships with your mother. Sometimes your mother is jealous of you, and therefore that makes you dim down because you realize that if you show up as yourself, there's all this jealousy in the home and things like that. Or sometimes it can come from a past relationship, a past marriage, a past dating connection you have, or other friends that have been jealous of you, and where you felt like you had to dim and pretend in order to survive. I saw a TikTok video the other day where this lady went to an event and her friend told her, well, someone she thought was her friend told her that, hey, we're gonna meet at this event, but it's just casual. You don't need to have a full glam. You don't need to be fully made up. It's a very casual event, and we're gonna meet there at 7. She gets to the event, and her friend is fully made up in heels, with makeup, hair done, dressed to the nines. And she was like, why did you tell me that it was a casual event? And the friend says to her, the reason why is because when you're always dressed up. So whenever you go somewhere, I always feel like a 6 beside you because you're a 10. Can I tell you something? That there are people who want to sabotage your greatness because they know how great you are. That lady was not her friend. And you've got to not show up in places where people are making you dim your light. Another place that this comes from is generational silence. Maybe you never saw a woman in your family radiate and remain safe. Maybe you always saw pretty girls in your family were always unsafe. And because of that, you put up a wall. And I'm going to do another live where I talk about standard versus walls again. I did it yesterday, but we deleted the live. And so I want to redo that. And we will definitely be able to get that fixed as well in the future. Those that are listening on TikTok, let me know, is the sound okay? Because I had some problems with the sound earlier. Hopefully it's good. Yes. And so this is what I've realized here as well, is that sometimes you've inherited quietness to stay protected, but now you're mistaking that for holiness. You're mistaking that for being the person that God has called you to be, not realizing that you've taken on mindsets and concepts that were never meant to be for you. And so this is what I want you to do. We're going to move into this next section where I'm talking about, I need you to actually take up space. Taking up space means holding eye contact without fear. Taking up space looks like letting your voice be heard, even if it feels like it's shaking or you feel a bit nervous. Taking up space also looks like showing up on camera, taking pictures of yourself, enjoying yourself, having a great time. Taking up space also looks like you getting dressed up, wearing the perfume, putting on the lipstick, and praying like you believe God listens. It means that you know who you are. I think you're going to see you should be able to get a common theme around the things that I share and talk about. I'm always talking about showing up as your fullest self, being the woman of your own dreams, and living the life that Jesus paid for. These things are so important, and they come as a part of who we are as wives, who we are as mothers, who we are as sisters, who we are as members of our community, who we are as women, period, will always be found in the topics that I'm sharing on. And I do have an experience that we're going to be going through in the month of July. So the month of June was all about joy. So we're just finishing up the last few days of June, and our focus in June was I am joy. But for July, our focus for July is this: holy and hot, holy and hot. And I'm excited to talk about this because I don't see anybody else talking about this. And our whole theme is you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose between hot and holy. That there's room for it all, and Jesus has made a way for you to do that. Okay, so if you're interested in joining, the link is right there. Go to bit.ly holy and hot. If you're on Instagram, it's right there in the caption. TikTok is right there in the caption. It's right there in the comments as well. And those on YouTube and Facebook, it's there streaming there for you. And so here's what it looks like to take up space. It also means that you speak your needs in love and you don't apologize for them. It also means that you own your calling without waiting for permission. So we're not waiting for permission. We're not waiting for anybody to confirm us. We're not waiting for anybody to agree with us. We're realizing that who I have been called to be, God wants me to take up space. God wants me to be the woman of my own dreams. And there's nothing wrong with you. That is my main message for you today. There is nothing wrong with you. Own your calling, and you don't have to wait for permission. Your femininity isn't loud, but it isn't supposed to be hidden either. Your presence doesn't beg, it just enters. And that is what God is calling you to do, to enter into becoming more of the woman of your own dreams, more of who you were called to be, so that you will be able to see much better results. And so those are the things that I wanted to share with you all today about understanding that we need to learn how to take space. And for the month of July, we are focusing on this, being holy and hot. Holy and hot is where I call you out of hiding. Holy and hot is where you remember to take up space again, without guilt, without fear, without shame. It is 4 weeks of fire, favor, and sacred softness. You're going to get your glow back. You're going to get your voice back. And most importantly, you're going to get you back. And for today only, it is $27 for you to join. For those of you that join over the next day, so for this whole day of Thursday, if you join today, it is only $27. And so the links are available right here and there. You can see it. If you have any messages, let me know. Have any questions? Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be able to help you out with that. And if you're watching and you're saying, okay, Rachel, I don't want to join anything, but I would love to just give you a tip or donation just to continue on what you're doing, definitely do that as well. You can send me a message and I will send you the link. So just to recap on what we talked about today, I want to recap what we talked about today before we close this live. All right, so you are shrinking when you downplay your beauty, when you filter your voice, when you confuse humility with being invisible, you apologize for having standards, and you stay silent in rooms. And then what you need to do in order to take space is to realize that you can let your voice be heard. You can hold eye contact with somebody. When you meet them, you can accept compliments, help, influence, and all those kind of things. And you can show up as your fullest self. Wear the dress, wear the heels, put on the makeup, do your hair. Whatever that looks like for you, I want you to show up without apologizing for who you are. And if anything I've said today has encouraged you, inspired you, activated you, then definitely let me know that you've enjoyed this. And I'll see you all again soon, very, very, very soon. Okay. So I'm going to say bye-bye to say bye to YouTube and Facebook. I'll see you guys again soon.